Alright, you bastards, this is Some-Belgian-prepper, and today I want to talk about something that I've been thinking about, and it just makes sense if you really think about it. I'm gonna put the camera a little bit higher. Yep. Alright, so what am I talking about? These are two things. One of these two things you should put in your bug-out bag. Or if you're a hiker, I would also advise to do this. What are these? Well, I will tell you after I tell you about my first book called Bloody Crosses. It's in Dutch. There's a link to the in the description. There will be a link to the book. It's a detective story, so if you're interested in it, take a look into the link and do whatever with it, whatever you please. So, what am I talking about? I'm talking about either sandals or flip-flops. Why would you put this in your bug-out bag or your hiking bag, you would wonder? Well, there are several things that could be very beneficial. First of all, I have not prepared yet that well, but luckily it's close by. So usually if you're going on a bug-out or a hike, you would carry this kind of type of boots, like hiking shoes or hiking boots. So, but what if these get wet? Because if you've been hiking a lot, so it's so during a bug-out scenario, it would even be worse. You have to cross a small river. It's a river that is only perhaps deep till here. So what are you gonna do? You have several options. You walk through it, but you got wet boots, and how waterproof or your shoe or boots may be or be formulated as so, these will get wet. There will be coming moist inside of it, and it's not really pleasant. So what's the next option that you should do? Well, you can take your boots off and walk that way with bare foot across the river without getting your boots wet. But here we have a second problem. That problem is you don't really know what's beneath the surface of that at low water. So there could be pointy rocks, there could be small animals. In the worst case, animals with stingers like a stonefish or whatever that is sharp pieces of wood that have fallen in. Yeah, or there are slippery rocks that you will slide off and fall into it, and that's also not good for hypothermia or getting wounds. So what you put wear then is something to protect your feet, because if you get a cut into your feet while crossing that river, perhaps it's dirty water perhaps, and you get a cut from a piece of stone, a wood, or a insect or an animal. Yeah, that wound could get infected, and your bug out or your hiking trip is kind of ruined if you don't get professional medical help. So it's first of all to protect your feet and to keep your boots dry. And the thing is also, these could also be used if you're going to stay somewhere for the night. So if you have been on a long bug out or a long hike and your boots are wet from sweat. So these are wet from sweat and you need to dry them. But while they are drying next to your tent, next to your shelter, or wherever you're going to sleep, you don't have these onto your feet. So what you're going to do now is you will be barefoot, and what will happen is if you're going to walk around for the campfire, for getting some food, getting in the night, getting out of your tent, your shelter, for whatever, to take a piss or to take a shit, yeah, your feet will get muddy, they will get wet again, they will get cold, and sleeping with cold wet feet is no fun. I can attest to that. So you need something small, lightweight to take you out of your bug bag while your boots is drying, with something like this. Flip-flops are a very handy solution for that, because these are very light. They don't really take that much space, although it's quite an amount of mass. But if you're going to just walk around campfire, going in and out of the tent for the time, yeah, then this is a good solution for hiking and a bug out. But there is another solution to another problem. While you're boots are hiking, while your hiking boots are drying, or perhaps you're in the tent, these are also a good solution. These are a type of hiking sandals, and the thing is you can get in and out really easy. They're lightweight, they are handy to take on and off. They just have also a big, how do you say this, bigger mass, but these are more sturdy. I don't know if you can see it, but these have more of a thicker mass than the flip-flops. With this, just a short piece of wood can directly pierce through it if you step in the wrong direction. These are more sturdy. These are more like the same soles as a boot or a shoe. So these are not only to be used while the shoe is drying in the rest period, but also during the hiking. So these are handy if you say during a bug out, there is danger. You need to get out of the situation within a minute. And yeah, on flip-flops could be a little bit, how do you say this, tricky to run away. With these on, these will fall off directly. But if you walk around on sandals, then you have more agility and a sturdy underground to run away from danger. So you can use the hobo technique with this kind of sandal shoes. And also when it's very hot, some people don't like to, during the heat of the summer heats or something, they don't like to walk long distances with these because their foot gets sweaty. They can get some types of fungus, athlete foot. Sometimes during even winter time, when moisture gets trapped inside of these, there is a chance if you're going too long without changing socks or drying your boots that there will be trench foot or something. So that is something that you can do to help bridge that distance or period. But what you also can do is, if you are, how do you say this, if you have a certain type of wound to your feet, perhaps you stepped on something, perhaps you have a problem with a sprained ankle or another type of wound. So this could be handy to give your feet some air, to air it out some fungus, give it some room to breathe, and an easier way to go against swelling, because there is some room inside of it. But if you sprain your ankle and it starts to swell and it's inside of this boot, that could tie off some blood vessels and make the situation even worse. So this is also a sort of medical aid in a way. So that's another thing you can do with it. It's also a very light, how do you say this? Light to walk with is what I'm trying to say. It's a little bit airy, so yeah, it's very handy during a very hot summer if you're going to do a hike or a bug out. But sometimes the nights, even during summertime, can get cold in certain areas. So you can wear these, and you can wear a woolen sock beneath it. I know the joke about you do not wear socks with sandals, but yeah, you can be very versatile with these. Even though you wear these, you can step in and outside of your tent with a woolen sock to keep you warm and keep you cool during the day. So that is just some thoughts about this kind of implement. I hope you have learned something from this. If you have any other experience or some other ideas, perhaps some people prefer to wear tatamis, but for a walk in the nature it's not really that handy. But if you got any other ideas or experiences, please let me know. I'm always eager to learn. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and see you in the next video. Cheers!